Hey, good morning out there. This is Pastor Randy Carr again, coming to you live from Beaver Dam Mennonite Church here in Corey, Pennsylvania. I got I think what's an exciting devotional for you today here. I see Mom and Dad are on Facebook there. Good morning to you as well. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about, what am I talking about? A book written by Tom Rainier, one of my favorite books. And actually, I have a bunch of him. Rainer, I'm sorry, I said his name wrong. One of his books, Who Moved My Pulpit, great read, especially if you're a pastor. Becoming a Welcoming Church. And this one right here is the one I want to talk about today. This I Will, The 9 Traits of an Outwardly Focused Christian by Tom Rainer. I'm sorry, I keep saying that wrong. But anyhow, so let me just jump in here and get started. I see you got more people jumping on. Welcome this morning. It's just I don't know. It's a beautiful morning up here in Corey, Pennsylvania. The sun's shining, a little chilly, but we got through all that rain yesterday, and now it's time to enjoy a little bit of this what I will call a perfect spring day, where it's frosted in the morning, but sun's out and warms you up rather quickly. So on Wednesday nights here at church, we do what we call a church family night in the evening on Wednesdays, of course. And we have been doing lately this book study on this book here by Tom Rainer. The book, I Will, 9 Traits of an Outwardly Focused Christian. And I absolutely love Tom's writings. And this book and his other books, one of the things I love about Tom is he is just direct, he's blunt and to the point. And he's going to ruffle some feathers, which, I don't know, my personality, I appreciate that. When I was not a pastor long before I was told that that I don't, when I'm preaching especially, I don't beat around the bush. And in fact, they described it as I run right through the middle of the bush. And that's my personality. If there's something that we need to take care of, even if it's going to be difficult, then let's do it. And that's really what Tom tackles in this book, stuff like that. So this Wednesday, our chapter that we're looking at here is, I believe it's chapter 9. And that's what I want to touch on today. Chapter 8. And it's titled, I Will Avoid the Traps of Churchianity. And I want to read a little bit about just a couple paragraphs in that chapter. And those of you out there, if you know me, you want to join in on Wednesday evenings right now, we're doing it on Zoom. Whether you read the chapter or not, hit me up. I can get you the link. You can join in. Or be more than welcome to have people wherever join in our conversation on this Wednesday, and any Wednesday, of course. So we'd love to have you. So I'm going to read just these first 3 paragraphs of chapter 8. And remember, the title is, I Will Avoid the Traps of Churchianity. So Tom writes, I know churchianity is not a word. I think it should be. I would define it as practicing our church and religious beliefs according to human standards rather than biblical guidelines. You see, in many of our churches, we are redefining church membership to be something different than the sacrificial and functional teachings of 1 Corinthians 12. As a consequence, too many church members are really practicing churchianity instead of vibrant Christianity. Look at the chapter, look at the implications, look specifically at 1 Corinthians 12, 28 through 27. Now you are the body of Christ, an individual member of it, and God has placed these in the church. Now you would think with a title like that in that chapter that he would run on about being a Christian is all about relationship and not religion, which is absolutely true. But Tom doesn't. Where he goes with this is fascinating because he dives headfirst into the church, that the church is its people. And if the people in the church are not willing to use their God-given gifts, then the church as a whole is not healthy. Where he goes into, really, it takes everybody doing their part, not what other people think is their part, but their God-given part to make a church healthy. And too many people, and I would agree with a lot of this, too many people just want to sit back in church and watch, that they refuse to use their God-given gifts for kingdom work. And I believe everybody that walks through the doors of the church, that gets involved, that goes to church, has a God-given talent and a God-given gift. And I hope we're all using it. And so I suspect that people are not using their God-given gifts. I said that wrong. That people that are not using their God-given gifts creates a lot of unhealthiness in a church, if you will. So I would love it if everybody that walk through the door of a church would know what their gifts were and use them. So as a church, one of our responsibilities is help identify those and help you identify what your gifts are and then begin to use them. So let's fix it. Let's look at that. So how do we know what one of our God-given gifts are or that we can use in church? Well, when you do things in life, look for things to do in church that brings excitement and life to you. Things that are life-giving, not life-draining. And here's a big one. Don't just say yes when asked to fulfill a role in church. Ask yourself, is this one of my gifts? Is this something God is calling me to do, to use my gifts? Does this bring excitement to my life? Does this bring life to me? Or is this draining? Does this task line up with my gifts? And if it's draining, you have permission. You have my permission. Say no. If it's not your God-given gift, then don't waste your time there. But I also want to caution you on one other thing here before I close, that when it comes to our God-given gifts, sometimes we don't know what they are, and God will give us new things along the way. So you need to ask yourself when you're confronted with things, is this something that's trying to distract me from kingdom work? Or is this God challenging me to do more because he's revealing a gift in me that I didn't know I had? You know, that's me. When it comes to being a pastor, when it comes to preaching, that was so me. I completely rejected the calling on ministry, my calling into ministry, because I couldn't do it. I wasn't gifted in that. But I didn't know that God had given me these talents, these gifts, and I wasn't using them. And as soon as I started to use them, man, life just rushed in. It was absolutely beautiful. So I would encourage you, seek out your God-given gifts, seek out your talents and use them. Use them for the church. Use them for your daily life. Just use them and you will flourish as you seek Christ. You know, the Bible does teach that we all have, as a church, we all have certain jobs to do. So figure out what your job is and do it. And encourage others in doing theirs as well. Hey, so it's great seeing all you guys out there this morning. Love you all. I see a couple new people join in on Facebook. Thanks a whole bunch. Good morning, Ken, Gareth, Max, all you guys. So take care. We'll see you tomorrow morning again, 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. sharp for you guys that are morning people like me. So have a great one, and we'll talk to you later.